Hey everyone, I want to be absolutely clear. This is not financial advice. This is purely educational. And of course, me sharing my knowledge of what the opportunities lie ahead. Of course, this is purely for entertainment. Please let me know what your thoughts are about the upcoming video. This is a very interesting Polkadot airdrop. I've been participating in the crowd loan Parachain auctions since the beginning of November. Please subscribe to the Dotfather. Give me support. Give me any shout outs on Twitter, and enjoy. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Dotfather. We will be talking about a Parachain auction slot that Polkadex is currently competing for. Last week in my video, I actually went with lit entry. The next opportunity that I will be talking about in this video is Polkadex. So just to give you a quick background on Polkadex, this is a layer 2 decentralized exchange that looks like a centralized exchange. If I look inside of the actual ecosystem, we could see that actually it resembles the DYDX platform on Ethereum. The look and feel, the decentralization, the non-custodial aspect of it, Polkadex is going to be a similar project that's built for Web3 and DeFi, but on top of Substrate and the Polkadex and the Polkadot ecosystem. Here we could see the supported chains. So the reason why we see Polkadex here is because they will be a layer 1, or they're competing to be a layer 1. But of course, it will be a multi-chain access so that we could go ahead and trade and leverage the other tools, the other currencies within the ecosystem. So it looks very clean. It seems that the team looks very serious as well. They received funding. It's going to be a classic order book, but completely decentralized. The reason why I like this is due to the fact that it looks similar to DYDX. And of course, for the opportunity, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about with the Parachain auction. So what would you do today if you had 100 dots to contribute or to use for the next 2 years? So right now, we're going to talk about the actual auction itself. What exactly are we talking about? So one of my favorite resources to use is .marketcap.com. I love to go ahead and just read up on the news, what exactly is currently live with the Parachain and auctions, which ones have won, which ones have lost or are competing for the next slot. And also to dig a little bit deeper is the parachains.info/auctions. So here we could see that Unique Network already won for the number 12 to number 18 slots in the auctions. And Lint Entry is actually increasing its stake for the upcoming auctions. So what we're going to be looking at is Polkadex. Now, only 650 about have contributed to the Polkadex Parachain auction. This is a really good sign since right now Polkadex is offering everyone a minimum of 8 PDEX tokens in return for every single dot that you contribute. Now, if they surpass 400,000, so this is 400,000 in a span of, let's say, maybe 10 days or 2 weeks, if Conversation or Gemini's network, they don't go ahead and compete, we'll be able to see Polkadex. But if it reaches 400,000, they will go ahead and decrease the rewards per dot to 5 PDEX tokens. Now, the reason why it's interesting to actually do it right now is, one of the bonuses is for the first 1,000 contributors, you will be receiving a utility-based Polkadex NFT. This means discounts, this means rewards, airdrops, etc., etc. So let's talk a little bit about the incentive as to why you would even want to participate in this crowd loan auction from an economic perspective. So let's go ahead and go into CoinMarketCap and just see some numbers. So Polkadex right now is currently sitting at around $5 with a current market cap of $30 million. If we look at its all-time high, or maybe even a year ago, we see that the all-time high price was $40. Okay, so this is a great price to buy currently right now. Or if you don't have any liquidity whatsoever, you'll be able to go ahead and use your dots, specifically, maybe minimum of 5 dots, and contribute to the crowd loan, and they will give you 8 per single dot. Now, the market cap is very interesting. First of all, it's very low. So 30 million market cap means that there is a lot of room to grow for this project specifically. We see here that there's a total supply or max supply rather of 20 million, which is, it's a pretty scarce coin. There's some speculation, there's some topics that are going around in the media that's saying, oh, they'll be adding new coins, or maybe there's going to be a different, tokenomics. I checked the website. It doesn't seem the tokenomics have changed specifically. Here we could see after their team, that there's still a total supply of 20 million PDEX. The current circulating supply is roughly 5 million, or here it says 2 million, but I don't think they updated it. And they're reserving 10% for the Parachain auction. This is exactly what we're going to investigate, right? So let's do the math quickly. Let's go to my Notion. Okay, let's go to cryptocurrencies. Let's go to Dot, Polkadot, see what the current price is at right now. Okay, so what would you do if you had 100 dots in your wallet sitting around? Yes, you could stake them. Yes, you could win, or maybe earn 15% on your dots, which you'll get 15 dots at the end of the year, or you could go ahead and significantly get rewarded by contributing to this auction. So let's say approximately 100 dots is $1,800. Okay. Now, if you go ahead and take that dollar value, $1,800, and you try to buy at the current market price for Polkadex, right? So PDEX right now is at $5 approximately, right? Let me just do this, $18. Okay, so if we do PDEX right now, so let's go ahead and do the math. So $1,800 divided by 5, this will give you a total amount of 360 PDEX. Okay, so if you took the dollar amount, so you had, let's say you had $2,000 in liquidity, and you would just buy the price of PDEX, you would get 360 in return. Okay, cool, awesome. Now, what would happen if you actually took those 100 dots, right, and you contributed to the auction? So right now, Polkadex, at least in its current stage, they're offering you 8 PDEX tokens for 1 dot. Okay, so let's say we have 100 dots. So we do 100 dots times 8 PDEX. This means that they will give you 800 PDEX. So already we can see from the math that PDEX is actually offering you almost double what you would be receiving if you're just paying off of the market, right? You could go on any kind of, market exchange. I think they're available on KuCoin or Uniswap or whatnot, but they're offering you currently twice as much if you're contributing your 100 dots. Now, typically what happens, right? If you go to an exchange, you have to switch your current asset, which is a USDT, a US dollar, a euro, or whatnot, and you're essentially switching it for the asset, the underlying asset, which is Polkadot or PDEX. Right now, what you would be doing with this Parachain auction is that you're just taking your 100 dots, you're securing the network, you're securing the Parachain auction. Okay, so right now the market price is $1,800. You're not switching them. You're keeping your dots, right? You're not doing anything with them, and you're receiving 800 PDEX tokens at the same time. So traditionally you would be swapping. Now you're not swapping. Not only are you going to have your 100 dots at the end of the lease period, this is around 96 weeks. So if you're a long-term investor like I am, this is very interesting. Instead of just staking them, right? You could actually use your dots to get rewarded. So you get you remain your 100 dots, and you also get 800 PDEX. Now, what would happen, right, if we go ahead and just multiply the 800 PDEX by the market price today? So the market price today is around $5, and we receive 800 PDEX. So this means, obviously unrealized, my 800 PDEX that I'm contributing today will give me $4,000 worth of value just by staking them or contributing to the crowd loan for the next 2 years. Okay, so I have $1,800 worth of DOT and I have $4,000 worth of PDEX. And right now, PDEX is at a really interesting point because there's a lot of room to grow, right? In terms of price volatility, the all-time high was $40, right? So let's just say hypothetically, just to play around, that we have our same 800, PDEX, but instead of having it at the current market price, let's say it keeps on growing and it does times 8, right? So it goes back to the all-time high, which is $40. This means that by just contributing your $1,800 worth of dots today, $2,000, if it goes back to the all-time high, you will receive $32,000 in return just by staking them for the next 2 years. So if it goes back to ATH, your investment will be $32,000 just by staking them inside of your wallet. Now, what I'm going to be showing you today is a tutorial with Parallel Finance. Parallel Finance is one of my favorite platforms inside of the Polkadot ecosystem. What I'm able to do is take my dots, but instead of just letting them sit for the next 2 years, because I'm going to stake them or secure them for the next 96 weeks, Parallel Finance gives me a very interesting solution. They're telling me, use our platform to contribute to the crowd loan auctions, and we will give you dots or a derivative dot in return, so that instead of your dots sitting for 2 years, you could actually use them to stake them, and you could earn yield 15% or 20% and compound your interest, right? So here, what I'm going to do, we could see that 150,000 dots around have been contributed, 33% have been on the Parallel platform. So I'm going to go ahead and also receive a 5% Parallel bonus just by contributing to this platform. So let's go ahead and connect our wallets. Here I'm going to connect to wallet, my main bridge. I'm going to lock up. Here it says that I have 360 dots roughly. So I'm going to do 300 dots for the next 2 years. Let's go ahead and use the Parallel referral code. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to take my dots. Currently, I have 360 roughly available to participate in the crowd loan. I have my Parallel referral code. I would be more than appreciative if you could use mine below inside of the link if you find this video helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and lock up 300 dots. Okay. So the minimum is obviously telling me, okay, like if, for example, they reach the 1 million cap. So let's go back to the actual information here. So here, this is the estimated rewards of PDEX per dot. So if they reach 250,000, they will give you 8. If they reach 400,000, they will give you 5, and so on and so forth until they reach 1 million. Personally, I don't think they will reach 1 million in dot investment. If we see the historical value or the historical trend of every single parachain that's been onboarded, the actual contributions per project decreases as you increase the number of parachain auctions. So as we progress within this development and more projects become onboarded, the cost of renting the parachain is actually decreasing. So it's actually, it's actually decreasing. So this is a good sign. Now, this is why I'm optimistic. I do not think that we will be reaching the 1 million cap. What I do think, however, best case scenario is that we will be receiving 8 PDEX per dot. My most conservative will be 5 PDEX. This is my contribution. This is my prediction. So I'm going to go back to the link. Here they see, okay, the minimum amount. I see how many para rewards I will be receiving. And of course, the derivative dot they will be giving me in return for the next 2 years, right? Because if I just do it on chain, just on Polkadot, what will happen is my 300 dots will not be usable, right? I'll get my rewards from this parachain if they do win. However, my dots will be sitting there for 2 years. Parallel, just to reiterate, because it's very important, Parallel, what they do is they'll give you a 1-to-1 ratio, a derivative of that dot, and you'll be able to go ahead and stake them. You'll be able to farm them. You'll be able to do a bunch of different things to increase your yield, to increase your interest. So this is a very exciting time to be in this ecosystem. This is why it is in my own interest to go ahead and do these videos as well, to teach, to go ahead and provide value as much as I can. And so let's go ahead and contribute it to the crowd loan, contribute to Polkadex. We'll go ahead and approve the transaction. And voila, I have successfully contributed to the Polkadex crowd loan. Because I am under the 1,000 limit of the contributors, supposedly I will be receiving an NFT, which this NFT will give me rewards, reduction in fees, etc., etc. So this is a very exciting time to contribute to Polkadex. If we go back to my Notion, I gave an example of what would happen if I contributed 100 dots. Okay. Now, what would happen if I took my 300 dots, right? And I multiply that by the current. Let's do 2 scenarios. So my conservative, let's do the optimistic first. So my optimistic prediction is if I get 8 PDEX as a reward, I will go ahead and get, I will get 2,400 PDEX. 2,000 PDEX as reward. Okay, this is my, let's say, my optimistic. Optimistic scenario. Okay, now conservative scenario is 5, right? So 300 dots, 5 PDEX. This would give me 1,500 PDEX as a reward. This is conservative scenario. Okay, now in both scenarios, what I'm going to do is just so you understand its economics. Right now, based on the current market price, with my optimistic scenario, with my 2,400 PDEX, just by staking my dots, I am getting unrealized returns of $12,000. Okay, and this is at the current price right now, as of today, market price for PDEX. If I do $1,500, 500 PDEX, sorry, I will go ahead and multiply that by 5, and I will get $7,500 in unrealized reward by contributing to this Parachain auction. So what I have done, I have not added any kind of money from my bank. I didn't use my credit card. I just had an asset, which is Polkadot dots token, available in my balance. And thanks to this Parachain auction, I am supporting this project. And in supporting this project, I am getting these tokens in return. Now, if I'm optimistic and I get 8 Polkadex in return, as of currently today, my unrealized gains are $12,000. If I am conservative, my 300 dots will give me $7,500 in rewards in my wallet without doing absolutely anything besides contributing to the crowd loan. So again, no liquidity. I didn't add any fiat, no USDT, no euros. Simply by adding my dots, I am getting rewarded in return. My hopes, obviously, and my risk as an investor is to go ahead and say, okay, I am not losing any of these dots, by the way, because it's secured by the blockchain. It's not like I'm sending these dots to this project. It's reserved and secured by the Polkadot blockchain, the layer 0. I have to essentially wait for these 2 years to get my Polkadots unlocked. But within these 2 years, I will get these rewards given to me in my wallet. It depends on the project. Usually 30% or 20% gets released immediately, which is a very good sign. You could use them for staking. You could use them just to, sell them for euros or USDT if you want to back out. But this is the reason why I am so excited about Polkadot. It's one of the most genius ways to raise money, to support projects, to participate in the ecosystem, and of course, get rewarded for this hard work. So thank you guys so much. The Dotfather thanks you, and I hope you have a great Easter holiday and a great week ahead. Thank you.